This is just Bob Bowman, and I'm coming at you with another video. And I want to talk about this shutdown and how it is affecting everybody. Um, Before I get started, I want to say that growing up, yes, I grew up using food stamps. My family had to use food stamps growing up. And I remember the paper version of the food stamps and going to the store and purchasing food items with those food stamps. Before the link card was out, there were actual currency that was called food stamps that we used. And I used them growing up. And I look at what's going on and I see that there's a lot of people who are vulnerable, the disabled, the elderly, young innocent children brought into this world through parents that weren't prepared or didn't even think about the consequences of having the children. Um, yeah, like those are the ones that's truly suffering, and it's bad. And I don't like how they have to suffer because of the laziness of those that were taking advantage of the system. And also, this system overall has been taking advantage of these people and their laziness as well. And what I mean by that is that you have these big corporations who have made a lot of profits off of these subsidies like SNAP and things of that nature. And they take advantage of these programs and these people that are in dire situations, or even the people that's being lazy, and they see these people spending all this money. Some of them, they desperately need this, but then you have some people that spending all this money where they just taking advantage of the system and how it's set up, and that money counts for their profits. And we are now starting to see where these big corporations are going to be struggling. We also going to be seeing where individual companies such as Coca-Cola, they're complaining about their profits are starting to shrink because of what's going on. And now we're starting to see that this system overall has been broken for a long time, and we have been living off of patchwork for a number of years, along with stretching ourselves thin, along with printing money that we don't have, along with high interest rates, along with the federal deficit that people aren't really even paying attention to. And like a lot of these programs that were in place to help people have been taken advantage of to the point to where we are under dire straits. We have been helping out countries that, you know, it's no benefit to us to help them out. They just been taking, and we've just been giving and giving and giving, and we've been suffering over here, you know. And so it's a lot of things that's going on. You have a lot of federal workers that are laid off. You know, they have bills and bills are piling up, but they can't pay for it because, hey, we're in a shutdown. You have airports that's running real slow. You know, like this is a time where everybody is struggling, and if it keeps going on, there's going to be more jobs that's going to be affected by this, and there's going to be more layoffs, and there's going to be more things that's going to be going on, and more people are going to be affected by it. And I don't know if we're seeing a slow decline of this civilization as we know it, but the only thing that I can do is pray, be on my P's and Q's to the best of my ability, because I don't have control over anything and everything like that. The only thing I can do is control myself. I gotta stay aware of my surroundings, the type of people that I allow in my life, the type of people that's observing me and trying to check me out and see what I have. I know that I didn't have anything 5 years ago and I had to build myself back up. And going through that experience, I know that there's individuals that look at people that have been preparing as easy targets. And I cannot allow myself to be an easy target for these people. Even if I don't have a lot, or even if I do have a lot. Either way, I have to make sure that I'm safe and that I'm prepared for whatever happens. You know, I just feel bad about what's going on, and I don't want to focus too much on the people that have been taking advantage of the system. And you have a lot of men that's like, oh, the SNAP benefits are cut off and these women gonna have to do what they have to do. And that's not the right way of looking at it, because it's gonna cause a lot of animosity that's already been building up between everybody to build up even more. And you're gonna have a lot of people getting set up. You're gonna have a lot of people being robbed and unalive because of the choices that they've made, because of them trying to take advantage of a situation where they shouldn't even be looking at taking advantage of people like that. And so it's a lot that's going on. It's a lot of soul searching that I have to do personally. And I have to, be honest with myself and say that, yeah, I shouldn't even be thinking certain ways or doing certain things. I need to be focused on what's most important to myself, and I need to be focused on doing what's right, like turning back to God, turning away from my wicked ways. And I'm saying this personally for myself, not for what anybody else needs to be doing, because we all have to evaluate ourselves first before we can wag our fingers at everybody else. And so I am concerned, and like this year has been a good year for me up to this point. Like I had last year I had 3 car accidents and I had to get surgery on my back, and it was a slow recovery. But once I recovered and I was able to get back to the gym, and I had to figure out some things health wise, and once I figured those things out health wise, I'm back to normal. I've been on 4 trips overseas this year. I've done what I needed to do to enjoy myself to the best of my ability without spending too much money. I've been, doing the correct things with my savings and not overspending, because it's easy to overspend. But I'm just looking at what I need to focus on for the next year, because who knows how long this is going to go? Who knows what's going to happen? All I know is that I have looked at past pictures of the Great Depression, and there were people standing in suit lines, in full suits, in ties, bow ties. So it wasn't just poor people that were standing in these suit lines. No, there were people that were well off, that they had money and things like that, but the money was useless at that point. So they had to do what they had to do in order to survive. And we might be getting to a point to where we're going to experience that again. I don't know. I'm not a person that's going to predict that or say that it's going to happen. I'm hoping that things go back to normal, but I still got to prepare for the worst, and that's where my mindset is at. And I want to apologize to the universe for first thinking at a low level, like, oh, these people that's been taking advantage of the system, they gonna be cut off. Like, I shouldn't be thinking that way, because there's more at stake than just those people. Like, there are actually people out here suffering, and my prayers are to those people. My thoughts are with those people and those family and those children. And I hope that things get back to the way that they need to be. But that's all I want to say.